I did that. Whatever. It's your girl. So first of all, before I start this video, I want to thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. I'm sorry. That's wild. What? What? I can't, like, comprehend that in my brain, and I haven't comprehended it yet. But when it actually comes to me, I'll properly freak out. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome. Anyway, today I'm in tow of this. Let's talk about something totally unrelated to what I usually do on my YouTube channel, which is It and Stranger Things. And let's talk about the niche subject of skins, Generation 1, and the concept of Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Now I'm doing my homework and I'm procrastinating, and I started watching one of my fave shows, Skins Season 1, Generation 1 Season 1, because I love it. And I was just thinking about things, and I just started thinking, and I was like, let's make a YouTube video. Again, this isn't planned at all, but so the definition of Manic Pixie Dream Girl is, especially in film, a type of female character depicted as vivacious and appealing and quirky, whose main purpose within the narrative is to inspire a greater appreciation for life in the male protagonist. Now, you can name a few of these. Even just thinking back to this, think of some of your favorite movies and you can see this character in it. Beverly from It is a Manic Pixie Dream Girl. 11 from Stranger Things, though not completely, does have aspects of the Manic Pixie Dream Girl character. It's one of those characters that I love the most, but I also hate the most. I think why I like the concept of Manic Pixie Dream Girl a lot is because I get called a Manic Pixie Dream Girl all the time, and I understand why. I'm about to call out some people, so sorry. The amount of guys in particular who think I'm cute mostly find me through my Instagram and just see this super colorful and cute and artsy, quirky version of myself. And they think, wow, she's so inspiring and cool and not like other girls. And then they like me, and then, you know, they talk to me and they realize that I'm the worst. So, in a lot of ways, I really do relate to the Manic Pixie Dream Girl character. Now, Skins is one of my favorite shows at the moment. Can we see this highlight? Oh my god. So from Generation 1, what character could you think that I relate to? You know, a girl who dresses differently and is blonde and has a kind of aloof personality. Oh wow. Cassie from Skins. I love her so much. Now, I always thought in my head that Cassie was a Manic Pixie Dream Girl. And she is. She definitely is. But today I'm going to be talking to you about why I think Cassie is more than a Manic Pixie Dream Girl. She's the anti-Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Or at least, Manic Pixie Dream Girl gone wrong. When we first meet Cassie, it's under this kind of guilty connotation where we kind of feel guilty for laughing at her. In the first episode, Tony is trying to get his best friend Sid to have sex for the first time because he's a virgin. And and him and his girlfriend Michelle, they plan that he's going to have sex with this girl named Cassie that Michelle knows. Now, it's under the connotation of Michelle doesn't know her too well, and Cassie went to a mental hospital for a little while, but she's back now. When we first meet her, she has flowers in her hair, she's, you know, wearing like a kind of quirky outfit, and, you know, she's talking to Sid, and she's like, oh wow, lovely, wow. And very just out of it. And they're all like, all right. And you kind of feel bad because you know that she's here to have sex with Sid. Now, why I think that's super duper interesting is because all the time in movies with Manic Pixie Dream Girls, their reason for being there is to inherently help the man sexually. Think about it. Like, for example, I'm probably going to use this one a lot, but the movie Splash with that guy from Forrest Gump. Don't remember his name. Why should I? The mermaid in that film, right at the beginning when she comes on land, she is completely naked, but she's unaware of her sexuality. Very similar to Cassie in this scene. Maybe but the difference is, in Splash, it's comical. It's funny because she is a girl that doesn't realize that she's a sexual object. In Skins, it's the same circumstance where Cassie doesn't understand that in this moment she's a sexual object, but we feel guilty because we realize that she's genuinely this girl that needs mental help. Now, later in that episode, her and Sid are bounced on the trampoline, and they're having fun and they're hanging out. And she says to Sid, "So we're gonna have sex later, right?" And he's shocked that she knows. Again, that's how I prove that she is the anti-Manic Pixie Dream Girl. She's aware of her sexuality in the story. She knows that these people are using her to, for him to have sex for the first time. Cassie's aloofness is inherently part of her character, yes, but it's also from her mental illness. Now, Cassie has an eating disorder. It's not necessarily outright said, but she probably has anorexia. Now, in the episode where we learn about Cassie's life, which is one of my favorite episodes of season 1, or probably just in general, honestly, it's a really interesting episode because right at the beginning, all the friends were just at a party and they're all like in the morning, super tired, and they're all just sleeping, but Cassie's the first to wake up. And she goes into each of the rooms and she finds each of the people of Skins and she like just greets them. And she's like, "Hello," but like most of them are sleeping, so it's just a little bit like a, We see in this episode that her friends aren't really her friends and they don't really like and or appreciate her that much. She wakes up Michelle and she's like, "Michelle, it's me, Effie." And then Michelle is so sleepy, she's like, "Effie? That girl's such a freak. Why doesn't she just eat?" And it's showing that she's not really her friend. She doesn't really care about her that much. She's just a friend she parties with. Even with Sid, she kisses him on the head, and then later that episode he's like, "Why do I have lipstick on my head?" And, it's not ever understood or resolved. He's never like, "Oh, this is something sweet that Cassie would do." That girl that, like, kissed me earlier and I confided in my feelings with about how I like Michelle. Who else would it be? Jal? Jal wouldn't do that. Jal's not an idiot. Sorry. No offense to Cassie, but we all know that there are different levels of, like, realism here. We see her family life. She's often ignored there. Now, what's a common thing that we know that kids who are ignored often do? They lash out. Anorexia is commonly found in teenage girls, obviously, who are in families where they are often neglected, or in situations where they are often neglected. Because what's the way that people show attention? They starve themselves, like Cassie says in the intro. I'm not trying to be offensive here, but like Cassie says in the intro, just don't eat until they send you to a hospital for 9 months. So again, you don't feel cute or happy when we learn about when we see her acting aloof, because we know that her mental illness is really bad in those times that she acts that way. An inspiration to the male protagonist. This is a big point that we need to cover. Now, obviously, the male protagonist is Sid. Of films where the female ends up with the male and it's like, a whole thing. That's what relationships are. Yep. In a lot of these films, the female is an inspiration for the male. Now, yeah, again, like we can see in Lolita. Lolita is the light of my life, fire my loins, whatever the freaking line is that Lana Del Rey used. She is the whole inspiration behind everything he does. In Splash, that's the whole reason why he lives his life to the fullest and he goes into the ocean and lives as a guy who can breathe underwater. Why doesn't he turn into a merman? Bill, he takes inspiration from Beverly to marry a woman, Audrey, who looks very much like Beverly. But we see with Sid and Cassie, that's not it at all. Sid doesn't even care about her for the whole first season. He yeah, he could not care about her less. He's just so adamant about getting Michelle that Cassie is like the least of his worries at this point in his life. Nothing inspires Sid. And that's the whole point of his character. He's an unmotivated teenager. Maybe by the end, Cassie inspires him. But really, Tony is kind of the one that encourages him to try and do things. And he wouldn't really be anywhere without Tony. Cassie is his equal. And that's pretty freaking cool. When she sees Chris dead from ODing, and it's in a way her fault, but not really, she doesn't think maybe Sid or my friends can help me. She leaves. And to anyone in the audience, that's sad. We're so used to seeing Manic Pixie Dream Girl characters who can fight like a girl and do it on their own. But she's one who believes this but can't. She can ask for help sometimes. Problem with that new rendition of her is, well, no, she's like the same character, but the problem is that this guy sees her as the Manic Pixie Dream Girl, and in effect, she becomes the Manic Pixie Dream Girl. This is a guy who purposefully stalked her for many days on end, took pictures of her undressing, and put them online. And when she found them and confronted him about it, her response is, well, his response is, you don't even know how beautiful you are. First of all, that's what stalkers say. And she knows she's desirable. That's never her problem. That was never the issue in any of this. She was always confident in who she was, in effect. She wasn't confident in how she controlled situations. She wasn't, well, and how her personality made her that way. She wasn't comfortable with her body image, but not necessarily how she looked. The problem is that they took all this amazing character development that they've done in the years that Skins was originally airing, and they wiped it all away to make this a young girl living in the city, working at a shop, screwing guys because she wants to feel loved, and falls for the first guy to pay her an ounce of attention. Alright, that's all I have to say. Now I'm thinking about the episodes, the episodes that happened like recently. Those were so bad. Oh my god.